All right, welcome everyone. We've got somebody really special lined up for you today. Joining us is Andy Hnilo. I first met Andy actually about a decade ago, and what struck me immediately, besides his impressive jawline, of course, was his passion and drive. Today, he's here to share not just his story, but also his knowledge, excuse me, on how to take care of your skin, especially as we transition into the fall season when many of us struggle with dryness, dullness, or aging faster than we'd like. So, whether you're looking to maintain a healthy glow, slow down the signs of aging, or simply understand what's really in the products you're putting on your skin, what he's sharing today will change the way you think about skincare. Andy, it's an honor to have you here. Thank you for joining us. The floor is yours.
Chris, now I remember meeting you down in like back in the sweet potato diet days.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, brother. Wow, it's great
Oh,
to
it's
see
all good. It's all good.
you. Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's okay. Great. I'm in Arizona now too. Anyway, that's awesome.
Are you
So, hey,
really?
what's that?
You're in Arizona? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Sedona.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, moved here
Awesome.
in 2022. Hello, everybody. Grateful to be here. As you just saw, I mean, I've known Michael Morelli for 10, 11 years. And, we both, just kind of grown in the industry together and just big respect for him and what he's about. And it's an honor to be here. So thank you for showing up and just hearing my story. This was never planned. I've been an athlete my whole life, right? So I got a baseball scholarship to UC Berkeley and then, 6'2", 168, just rail thin. I had to put on some weight to compete at the Pac-10 level, but I completely disregarded. I mean, skincare wasn't even an idea. I just needed to gain weight. So I focused on three things: protein, fat, calories, right? Just grab, turn, whatever it was, Marie Callender's berry cobbler, double up on the ice cream, pizza. But I put on 23 pounds and it was good weight, but my skin, I was kind of, wasn't that swollen. I mean, but like as far as puffy or anything like that, it was good muscle, but my skin wreaked havoc. I had a really bad case of back acne and cystic acne on the face where you have like clear skin. You just have a few things that stick out like mosquito bites. And man, my teammates were wearing me out and I couldn't like turn my back. And it was just, I became like, kind of the butt of many jokes, which I'm just, some of those, the way that makes you feel will make you want to find a solution to that. So that stops, right?
Mm.
Yeah, it was tough. So on an off day in Berkeley, California, I was just walking around and stumbled into this herbal shop on Shattuck Avenue. And that's where I bought my first aqueous silica horsetail extract from Flora. I think it's still around, but the gentleman explained to me the importance of building your blood, right? 18 years old, just to have that in my head, building your blood, cleansing your blood, removing impurities, inflammation, paying attention to the ingredients in the food that you consume. I mean, I was dorm food, cheeseburgers, soft serve ice cream. I went from that to, the salad, the spinach, tuna, cantaloupe, teammates wearing me out there. But next thing you know, a few of them were asking me to, write up diet plans. And then the skincare and hair care. Well, I didn't touch on hair care, but I was, Neutrogena, clean and clear, Clearasil. And I went from that to a simplified Dove bar soap. It had two ingredients that were coconut derived surfactants, and I saw that, and it just signaled to my brain that it was a natural thing. And I just going back 25 years now, I'll be 44 in November. Like that just was a catalyst because number one, the just regular unscented Dove bar soap from head to toe. I was still doing Pert Plus in the hair, or whatever, but eventually I started realizing that all of it matters. But yeah, my skin cleared up. And it just year over year, I started just becoming more aware of ingredients. So bless that gentleman's heart who kind of just put it in my head at a very early age. And it got better. I became more interested into, natural products and ingredients. I like looking and feeling good. You feel good, you're going to exude better energy to everyone, personally and professionally, when it's true. And rather than having to like trick the mind, having true confidence, not having to worry about that. Like at a young age, I experienced that, and that's all right. It's great. It literally got me where I'm at right now. But so that was just a subtle little passion. Baseball ended. I was in the entertainment industry for a while as an actor and model in LA. And March 20th, 2011, I was crossing the street, got hit by a westbound heading Land Rover. lost consciousness, hit in the eastbound lane, run over by a Tundra, clothes cut off me in the middle of the street. Woke up at Cedars-Sinai ICU with a compound fracture and a morphine drip going, stumbling in and out of consciousness. But with 7 broken ribs, collapsed lung. Quickly found out that I was unrecognizable, but I was alive. I had a nurse who was a former Marine who was just like, hey, just any day you can walk out of the hospital, it's a pretty good day, right? Good luck on your recovery. And I was like, I'm getting chills right now. And that's a great point. My ankles, knees, shoulders were intact. I could wait for the sun to go down. I just theoretically thought it would bake the scars in, but in abrasions. So, and I had a pre-existing mask. I kind of sped through that. Like my passion for skincare, I bought a little 8-ounce jar of Aztec healing clay, added, just read the directions. Oh, it's more active with apple cider vinegar. So I just, 21 was my 20 or 21 was the first time I used that. And that was an absolute game changer. One ingredient, calcium bentonite clay. It was like a secret weapon. Just it tightened the skin. It just accelerated microcirculation to areas where stagnant capillaries kind of sit around and create, I believe, over time, can be a culprit of under eye circles, puffiness, and also just getting it just completely wakes up the eye area in the T zone, which we make eye contact personally and professionally. It was just something that I noticed was much different clarity wise. Just made, yeah, I mean, there's a detox element to bentonite as well, that you're pulling out environmental impurities and toxins, heavy metals as well. So I had that one ingredient in LA. I was like, all right. So I just started sourcing bentonite, and I ran into, they're now mineralsolutions.us, but it used to be greenclays.net. His name's Jason Eaton. He's no longer with us, bless his heart, but I called him and he put me on to zeolite, pyrophyllite, French iolite, Rasul clay, kaolin, bentonite. The different forms that are good are more used internally for cleansing, but also topically as well. And he's written books on clays. I think one of them's still on Amazon, and he was selling them as well. And they were, affordable. And I would just buy and make these little masks at home. I think I got one facial ever, and that's where I would ask like what they were using. And it was like, I don't know, they grabbed the jar and it was kelp powder. So I just played with that, added kelp powder to it, vitamin C, kaolin, rasul, iolite, and bentonite at this time. And this was 2006 to 2011. So I had that little mask at home before the accident. And then my jaw was wired shut. So I went around LA to Jing Herbs, George Lamoureux, Air One, Dragon Herbs, Ron Teagarden, just trying to find a way. My jaw wired shut, front 3 teeth gone, but just, man, trying to figure out a way if they had an idea to kind of build my system back, because between the CT scans, X-rays, antibiotics, I was a zombie, and that's not a good feeling. So I just wanted to figure out a way to kind of get my vitality back. And that's when I learned about adaptogenic herbs. And I put together and made this morning tonic, which was intense. I'm talking like bison liver, egg yolks, colostrum, American ginseng, ashwagandha, hoshu wu, gynostemma, spirulina, vitamin C. Like the most nutrient dense tonic. It was awful, but it built my system back and started to, rid my system of impurities and the inflammation from, I believe, the antibiotics, which will stick in your system for a while. But in that process, in formulating what's now our supplement, Alatur Revitalize, we encapsulated it. And but I would experiment. That's where we got American ginseng, freshwater pearl powder, and first 4-hour milking grass-fed colostrum into that pre-existing clay mask with kelp powder and vitamin C. And I was just putting this together. I couldn't afford the creams and serums that the doctors were recommending. And I didn't, that little inactive ingredient, well, it's still not even a decimal point. Sometimes it's 2 to 5% of, say, sodium benzoate, one of the worst. Now it's getting identified as just a government recognized carcinogen, but one of the worst. You see Doritos removing yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1. It's been proven to have birth defects. I mean, all of these things, for 10, 15 years, I've been trying to point that thing out, and the whole it doesn't matter, does it really matter, for the first 5, 7 years, even organic ingredients, when you're paying double the cost, and then you have natural companies that you're quote unquote competing with. I was just happy to have a company, but let me get back to that. Okay. After, yeah, in my recovery, that mask kind of mitigated the swelling. My jaw was out to here because it was a pretty intense fracture on that side, but it cleared out the abrasions. Obviously, it doesn't clear out the scar, but if you stay consistent with it over time, you should have seen it before. Luckily, I had before pictures, but just it was my little thing. It was I never intended to have a business. I was just trying to be presentable to go outside. Really, it was kind of brought on a lot of insecurities, and definitely put my career in the entertainment industry on hold for a while. But I got back. I was working more than I was before, and I wanted to thank Dave Asprey from Bulletproof Coffee. I never drank coffee before. My friend John Baker, who was playing for the Chicago Cubs at the time, like told me about it, mentioned his the reason why Dave resonated with me is his attention to detail on the cleanliness and purity of ingredients. I'm talking like I believe he was one of the first people to identify the medium chain triglycerides as the biggest component, most important component in coconut oil. Then, he had this awesome story. I believe he went to Tibet, had yak butter tea, and he put two and two together and experimented and made, his bulletproof coffee. And that was like hopping in a Ferrari out of bed, got me in the gym. I was just, at that time I needed, it got me back to get that zest back that I was telling you about that kind of lost there for a while. And so I troubleshooted his email address, right? The contact forms info at Bulletproof Exec. His name's Dave Asprey, D.Asprey, David.Asprey, Asprey.Dave, David, like 10 different combinations, just copy pasting the same email. Picture me in the ICU, picture me in like Men's Health going, man, you got me back. Thank you so much. My friend Crosby's an ambassador. I would, because I didn't get an intro from him. Whatever, it's all right. Still got in that inbox. They got back to his EA, got back to me, brought me on board as an ambassador. So I was just taking pictures with the product in my mask. And a few months later, they had me on at Bulletproof Radio, which at that time it was like him and Jillian Michaels is like one of the top podcasts in like personal development or on iTunes or something like that, nutrition, some health related podcasts. And so that just to bring me on, it's a great idea on how I recovered with his products. And we didn't mention anything skincare wise previously. I didn't talk to Dave before that. It was mostly with his EA. And last 15 minutes, he goes, wow, your skin looks great. I saw that before. What'd you do for your skin? And I'm like, luckily started, just sharing about the ingredients, what I used and why, where I sourced them. We were just two geeks going back and forth on colostrum, bentonite. Like he was into adaptogenic herbs too, which kind of like really helped the conversation flow. It's interesting. It's episode 90 on Bulletproof Radio if you want to check it out, the early days. Anyway, so I gave out my personal email address. I think he got such a response. I did too. Hey, people saying really sweet things about, the story, but also wondering where they could get this mask. And I mean, I came up with the price, $35 free shipping, sounded good. I didn't know my cost of goods I knew the refined formula, but not like where it is now, like down to the decimal point. And, you quickly find packaging. I went to Whole Foods, got those little 16-ounce containers that are meant for peanut butter, I think olive oil too. Brought a stack of 50, the jars, the lids up to the front. They don't sell those. Same manager. They had to come up with the price on the spot, 15 cents for the jar and lid. Had to come up with the name, Golden Glow, no W, both G's capitalized, all one word. Sounded like a bronzer. Luckily, I had some honest friends and really put some thought and intention into it. And that's where we came up with Alitura, which is Latin for feeding and nourishing. Your skin being your largest organ, I firmly believe it's important to treat it like another mouth. And we're leaning towards that direction right now. And from the days of having to explain why like organic matters versus non-organic, like it was just as long as you saw like a natural element in a product, that's like it even, I was one of them. It got me natural, but it's okay. You stay with that and you really dive deeper. Natural often is not. And so, yeah, my whole thing is, I formulate all of our products. We have 20 now, 23 that we have to trickle out, which is going to be the hardest thing ever because I'm so excited about it. Meaning our sunscreen next year. and Ojo de Oro and IBOM, and but rather than just releasing it all at once, this is a business and you have to be strategic about it. But there's nothing I like more. I found my definite purpose, and I mean, we'll be 12 in 2026. I'm learning a lot on the go, and but the most important part is just being there front and center, front line. I can answer any question about the formulas. I love even having this opportunity to create and then provide value to someone. Our reviews, that's my like weak spot. That people are telling monologues about what they used to use and how different it is now. We have people who have been with us who still show me the clear containers. It's just yeah, I'm really just grateful to have this, and I promise to stay the course in this industry. It's okay. We're a smaller team. As Chris can tell you, I mean, we're out here in Sedona, brother. Stop by, and well, I don't know if you're in Florida, but yeah, it's a dream come true, and I'm treating it as a big gift from God that I have this opportunity. And it's just there are a few other companies that are doing it well. I would say Amory Gianni, May Lindstrom. But the thing is, if it's a business and you have a ton of overhead, it's extremely expensive. Our body lotion's $31. We sell for 89. So if I wholesale that, we're making like a net $5 or $7. But that's in my hand at conferences. It's just from the texture, the consistency, the smell. And that's what I know is going to get people to go, oh, and then you grab the gold serum, and it's fun. So where I believe we stand out is just bringing natural elements to every component and then cleaning up every component where you can, meaning glycerin. So to everybody watching, just if you're like even the alcohol, look at, there's a good app right now, Yuka, Yuka. You can scan the UPC code, the little barcode on the back of the bottle or jar, and get a 0 to 100 rating on the cleanliness of the ingredients. And that I love that. But we even more, I mean, you'll start seeing three different forms of alcohol in formulas. Fragrance, natural fragrance, not always the case. Parabens, I mean, you're allowed to say that and still contain phthalates, parabens, dyes. I believe you can get a beautiful aroma, I know, through nature, through organic cold pressed essential oils, extracts. It just takes time, but you can just remind people what you left out by design that's not toxic. But it's every component, fillers, glycerin, 99% of glycerin. And that's usually the second or third ingredient, which means it's at least 20, 30% of the formula is soy derived. And then, even the little theoretical components of the alcohol, is it gluten free? A lot of us have gluten sensitivities. Your skin is your largest detoxifying organ. Why would you put a trace element of any toxin on that, disrupting that process? It's meant to remove impurities from our largest system and protect our vital internal organs. So it's just, for me, it was, I'm glad I had that little DIY component in the early days because there was always some type of hole in products. There were a couple good brands back then. Eminence, oh, Pioneer, by the way, Eminence, Living Libations, Nadine Artemis, amazing. I always got to give credit from the people that did it before you. And then also have stayed true because it just, you know, glad I didn't have a business plan getting into this. Someone very close to me told me, well, you got to choose profit or quality. You're not going to have both. And I'm like, well, you stick around, you treat your customers like you'd like to be treated. I'm just, I was about to say obsessed. I am. I mean, you can control all of this. And I love it. It's very exciting to me to just be able to create. Or my parents got me a chemistry set when I was like 7, so it all makes sense now. But yeah, it all started from DIY, buying cacao butter, beeswax, sea buckthorn, melting it down in a cast iron pan, adding even learning about plant-derived stem cells back in 2015, and then ordering little samples, combining up, learning about the water side, and just but then getting it professionally formulated. Obviously, I have 7 chemists, can't be great at everything. That's one big thing is passing your formula that you work so hard to create. And then meeting with manufacturers and getting undercut on pearl powder, which like I got get mine from Jing Herbs, 180 a kilo. I mean, you can go on Alibaba. I understand that and get 10 to 15, a kilo, and you can get, so colostrum, first 4 hour milking, grass fed colostrum, the only known source, first 4 hour collected versus like stock 24 hour. I mean, the nutrient density goes down the sliding scale to the point where it's like nothing. And when it's collected in like 24 hours or past 6 is where it drastically starts to cut down. So like these little components, you point them out, people appreciate it. And you go above and beyond with your ingredient decks, shout from the mountaintops what you left out by design, package it correctly. All of our products, with exception to our shampoo, conditioner, and the clay mask, BPA-free double-walled plastic jar, are bottled in Marone glass, which their whole motto is it's preserved by the bottle, not by toxins, right? So they manipulate the light frequency that touches the ingredients and effectively prevents or mitigates oxidation. And now they have organic preservatives, carnosic acid. I'm working with someone who I knew before all of this right now and creating dynamic formulas. Omika Organica, I'll tell you. I mean, I knew him 2008 and 2009. That's one person I didn't get in touch with when I was kind of searching around. I remind him of that story every time we talk, and we're working on products right now. We have an adaptogenic tonic called curandera, which is Spanish for healer. So that'll be released in a few weeks. He and I worked on that, but it's just nice to find someone that's as aligned with you that you can control every component as a formulator, as a business. And I just yeah, it's very important to me to point out what we left out and why, but also make as powerfully effective skincare products as I can, and but also keeping them as clean as possible. And then I base them on my skin. I have very reactive, sensitive skin, so I'm a good test subject to before we start testing it out. Yeah, very grateful to have this, and just yeah, that's my story.
That was a lot, Andy. That's amazing. I mean, a lot. One big thing I get out of that, it was the first thing I said on the call, was your passion definitely shows. I mean, you have a tremendous amount of passion for skincare, and I think if there's somebody that I'm going to go to look for a skincare product, I can't think of anybody that's got more passion than you when it comes to this, and the knowledge and the experience of what you've had to go through and how you learned these different things and the different people that came into your life that helped you learn these things to eventually formulate these products and bring them to market. I think phenomenal. So thank you for sharing your story. I think there's a few things in that I'd like to see if we can extract, which is, I have a decent amount of knowledge on skincare. I think probably like most people, we know some things. We know that there's some good products we should be using. Maybe we've heard about some different things that we should be putting on our skin. But when it comes to all those fillers and all the stuff that just shouldn't be there, I think it'd be really interesting to kind of dig a little bit more into that on, you just outright should not be putting this on your skin, and here's why. And I think we could probably agree that even these really high-end products, they're still putting a lot of garbage in their products. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. I mean, it's just the truth. Uh, I'll give an example. The Renewal Glow Oil from La Mer. Look, I mean, La Mer's awesome. Big respect. Founder story as well. Why would you ever add yellow 5, yellow 6 to get the same color that I get with CoQ10 and astaxanthin and the light gold combination of oils and bee propolis? That was an accident. That we had to dial it down a little bit. It looked like a sunrise. It was too red because of the astaxanthin, but that's true. Look at the gold serum. It is just that little glint illuminates, and people love it. It just, but we didn't have to go yellow 5, yellow 6. They know that. You get the red to green rating, 0 through 5, clean or not. I mean, everybody's signing off on orange, yellow, and red. That's sodium benzoate, potassium sorbate, phenoxyethanol. I even believe, I mean, the higher concentration of the alcohols and glycerin at the top, it's in theory, but I had these theories before they're now getting proven. It's just the for hair care, sodium lauryl sulfate and lauryl sulfate, the foaming agents.
Yeah.
Fragrance, I would say, is the biggest culprit. Next weekend, we're going to Dr. Nasha Winter's event for the Metabolic Terrain Institute of Health. I remember sitting down so nervous watching her speak, and then but she went in on the the toxins commonly located in like household products, laundry detergents, and then she touched on skincare, and then she circled sodium benzoate right in the middle, and I'm like, oh, it kind of loosened me up because I spoke after her, and she's just awesome, and I just love that people are talking about that. Because I mean, on average, for instance, women leave the house with over 160 government recognized carcinogens through 12 products. I can
Wow.
send you that study. I mean, that's hairspray, deodorant, lipstick, makeup. I'm not making, I mean, it's just if someone very close to me, Mary Kay, for, decades, uh, my mom, I'll just tell you, very close. It's just when you have something like that and you go through, blood work and you're getting toxic buildup shown right there, the only thing she lives very clean and their house is, yeah, fine. I don't yeah, so I mean when you have something like that that is kind of a catalyst to why and the things that people are comfortable signing off. I just know the process and it's wrong and it to me in my opinion, but it's not an opinion, it's just a fact. You can't
It's
and
something that probably gets overlooked. Sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to say, I think it's important to note too that it's easy to overlook, but if you look at the history of skincare and even makeup, most of the things that women would put on their face were radioactive. And that is throughout history, which is pretty wild. We used to put radioactive material on our faces, women more so than men. But we've kind of come to now to where we think, oh, it's been tested, it's good, like it's not natural, but we know it doesn't hurt you. And then years down the road, we find out, oh, wait a minute. And that tends to be the case with everything, right? It's like we overlook it now because we don't really have enough data or not enough people are talking about it. And then we get a decade or 2 or 3 decades down the road and go, wait a minute, we were really making a big mistake there.
yeah,
And
absolutely. Yeah. That's it's just those apps, Yuka, shoot, Think Dirty is another good one. That you can just scan the barcode. I don't expect anyone to be just an expert on these, but it's something that's extremely important just to look at. What you put onto your skin is going to be absorbed into your bloodstream within, I think, 24 to 36 seconds, and something you repeat daily. That's hairspray, the aerosol components. I mean, just it's important to be mindful. Hairspray is a tough one. The gels uh, are, but that's the thing. It's an opportunity to create something cleaner, which I'm definitely. It's fun for me. I'm gonna. There, Giovanni is a good brand, I guess, for hair care. But it's a short list of people that are doing it right. And there's a way to go above and beyond with every component. And I believe there's a big, uh, group of people out there that enjoy that story. So, yeah, it's uh, a lot of fun for me. I just want to explore every area, even down to clothing. There are a lot of forever toxins located. Well, I mean, this is cotton, but just in, shirts and Lululemon, things like that. I think that may be next too once we, grow a little bit more and open up an opportunity for fashion as well. I just there's a way anything that touches your skin is going to become a part of you. So let's just be mindful of that. There are beautiful organic fibers out there, cotton, hemp, wool, blue lotus silk. I mean, it just, yeah, I believe we all want that, right? Like, I don't want any toxins that are going to be accelerating my aging process through the clothing I wear, through the dyes that are on it, through the synthetics. I think taking it all back, paying tribute to Mother Nature, learning about ingredients and remedies and from different cultures, which is a deep fun. I just got back from Morocco earlier this year and
Oh,
sourced
how fun.
indigo in person though. Indigo's in the Valley of Roses, buying a liter of their organic rose oil and Moroccan Rasoul clay, one of my central ingredients in the clay mask. But just being able, I was there with my dad too. I mean, that was like a beautiful trip. But it's like that's just an example of what I just love to do, and I get to combine it with, our offering here at Alatura. But it's just, yeah, I really, really, it's a personal thing to me that is attached to a moment that really almost ended my life. So, I work with awesome people. They're friends of mine. There's a lot of valleys that you hit, but just, that the hiring process is tough just on the business side of things, like not really knowing that, how to hire, having certain teams, but just trusting people to do certain things. But now we're in a spot, and other business owner friends of mine that have been in the game for a while have come and helped me out from at a fractional level. We got 4 or 5 employees. We probably should have around 10 or 12, but I just that's where the love and the energy and the passion for this that truly is just, yeah, I love what I do, and we plan to, yeah, do some big things. And it's yeah, it's a very impactful industry, because I mean it's nice to know how that feels, to have cystic acne, or just a really, yeah, humiliating part that we love solving problems. I mean, Olivia, if you check out our product pages, the before and afters, we like projects, and I'll do it for free. Anybody out there, just it I firmly believe that clay mask is the most effective single-use product on the market. It's in the back bar of 150 med spas worldwide that have reached out to us. Can you imagine if we had a sales rep? But yeah, I love this, and yeah, it's nice that there are different elements that can help people protect themselves just by scanning, bring it in
Yeah.
anywhere. It's just make clean ingredients cool. And then next, I really want to get in with the youth, the teenagers, that, just make it cool to take care of yourself, because it does affect how you feel and how you treat people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like make it cool to take care of yourself and be kinder to people. I don't know. It's just,
I think that would be awesome. So my mom was in dermatology, and I remember her all throughout my teen years just on me all the time. You got to take care of your skin. You got to all the damage happens when you're young. You're not going to see it till later in life.
yeah,
It's like I didn't know that. And I was like, yeah, whatever.
yeah,
Had I known that, and not that I think I'm, for doing fairly okay, but a lot of us don't know that
hmm,
that's when we get the majority of our damage on our skin. We don't see it until later in life. It compounds, the DNA gets, mutated, and then we start to see that aging happen where it might be something to speak to with, I know we get a breakdown in collagen and elastin. We just don't make as much of it as we get older, and that's what leads to a lot of the aging, right? But how is
yeah,
it, putting these chemicals or not taking care of our skin affecting that? And then that leads me to, one question I think I'd really like to get from you is I know you got 20 some products out there, but if I had to select like maybe just 3 to 5 products that are like, these are the things that you should absolutely be doing. If you care about your skin, you want to slow down the aging process, you want to look better, you want to look younger, what would you recommend? Yeah, because I think there might be, a decent amount of people here who may not have a lot of knowledge about skincare. And even though my mom came from dermatology, she didn't come from the natural side. It was like the typical dermatology.
sure,
So,
yeah.
I think I've also got room here to learn on what should I absolutely be using. Should I be using a cleanser? Should I be using a clay mask? Should I be using a moisturizer? What would be like the bare minimum if you're only going to do the bare minimum, what should you absolutely be doing and what should you consider?
Sure. Yeah. I can get a little wordy in this. We dialed it down to cleanse, exfoliate, hydrate, repair. So we have a pearl cleanser, no phthalates, no parabens, no sodium lauryl sulfate. We're using colloidal silver, tremella mushroom, marshmallow root, obviously pearl powder, just in a little organic jasmine oil, the scent. And it's almost like a good leave on, 10, 15 light mask that with warm water, and then finish with a cold rinse. That pearl cleanser is one of our top 3 sellers. And then you follow with like, I exfoliate 3 to 4 times a week. If you just want to do it once, that's fine too. I just look forward to a nice scrub and like a little brightening effect. But yeah, so from the exfoliation part, we have a meteorite scrub, niacinamide, bamboo stem cell extract. So with rounded exfoliants, olive, cherry pit, and California poppy seed, gently exfoliating the dead skin cell to allow for the alpha hydroxy acids, mandelic acid, hyaluronic acid, and lactic acid, just to help just encourage the growth of new collagen And let's see, with our clay mask, yeah, I would pick one or the other with as far as from the exfoliating, like the meteorite scrub. I do both. I know, but I just want to keep it simple because the clay mask just has a really good drawing capability to it. Once it just once you apply and let dry, maybe get out in the sun. It's just a really rejuvenating thing that I look forward to. I do it, yeah, like I said, 3 to 4 times a week, but people have really good results once a week with that clay mask and or meteorite scrub. Just take a day or two off in between to allow for full cell turnover to occur. And then once rinse the mask or meteorite scrub off, then it's time to hydrate. So whether it's our moisturizer or gold serum, I just found out about copper peptide, plant-derived vitamin A, which is a potent retinol alternative that we source from France. It's organic alfalfa derived marine collagen, astaxanthin, and CoQ10. Those are our 5 active ingredients in the gold serum. No water in the formula, rose oil, frankincense, Australian sandalwood, 95% organic. That is, it outsells everything by 4 times. And our other products sell pretty well, but like that is, I think that the night cream and gold serum, or clay mask will be ideally talked about after I'm gone because I mean, I don't know anything that compares. And yeah, it's that gold serum is very, yeah, it's amazing. But our first product before that was our moisturizer, 22 tweaks. We have Ylang Ylang, 94% certified organic, bottled in their own glass, sea buckthorn, bee propolis, cacao butter, Australian sandalwood, aloe vera. So for if you have reactive skin, I say this, but Olivia, that's what helped her recover was a pearl cleanser, gold serum, and clay mask. But for if you're looking for a more like gentle moisturizer, hydrating moisturizer without the active ingredients, the moisturizer is a great option. And then seal in the results, repair. When you're in one position for hours I use our night cream, obviously, no water in the formula, beeswax, cacao butter, manuka honey, hyaluronic acid, 2 different plant-derived stem cells, gardenia and edelweiss, that really help with the collagen synthesis around the eye area, and hyaluronic acid, vegan hyaluronic acid to help replenish lost moisture. Like I said, with when you're in one position for hours, it has like this little dewy residue. It's extremely thick. A little goes a very long way, but I don't mind that when you wake up knowing that it's been healing and hydrating when you've been just one position for hours. So that's my arsenal right there. But yeah, all of those are as clean as I can make them and as powerfully effective at the same time while being mindful of sensitive reactive skin. And also I encourage you to go check out the website, read some of the reviews, and feel free to contact me, Andy at alatura.com, and answer any of your questions. Yeah, they're just there's a way to really stand out in this industry and be there for people. I mean, there's a lot of options out there. I understand. And yeah, we're gonna continue to just create things that I use. Maybe we'll get into supplements later on, and like I said, maybe clothing as well. But yeah, my whole big thing is just things that you're doing daily. Just be mindful of the ingredients, even laundry detergent, household products, all of that. Uh,
Yeah.
very
Well, I know
important.
we tend to accumulate toxins as we age. It's one thing we talk about a lot. We run, toxicity screens to look at what have we accumulated over the years that are suppressing our system and causing us to accelerate the aging process. And I think we overlook what goes on the skin because it's an organ. We absorb pretty much everything that goes on it, right?
Right.
We want to be real careful about that. I am curious about those products that you mentioned, those like kind of core products.
Mhm.
Do you have those sort of bundled together to where if I wanted to go look at that or anybody wanted to go look for those, we could easily find that?
Yes, the 4-step facial.
Okay, it's called the four-step facial.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's what I saw. I saw Sierra in here. She dropped a link. So thank you, Sarah, for doing that.
Yeah, let me. Oh, you got the link to the 4-step.
Is that what that link is for?
Let me see here.
Take a peek at it. Yeah, I would love to share that in case anybody's interested. I also know we've got a few people in here who are using the products.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
there we go. Lowell coats. Okay. Nice.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, I know Lenny looks like he's using them. So yeah, we got a few people in here using the products.
that's awesome. Thank you all. Thank you all very much. Oh, the Gold Serum Pearl Cleanser, great place to start. Thank you, Leonard. I appreciate that. It feels different. It just there's a little activity with the Pearl Cleanser. That's a colloidal silver. It's great for spot treating. Any type of pesky, you know, imperfection. The clay mask is just like a Swiss Army knife, really is. And all of these, like if it doesn't work out, please just return it. But our returns are at 0.87 of 1%. And
Wow,
industry standards 5. I love that part. Thank you, man. I just yeah, it's a lot of fun for me.
that's
Um,
that's
any
amazing.
questions? Oh, by the way, yeah, happy to answer any. Let me see. Dairy gluten. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got if you got questions, drop them in the chat. I see a few in here. So, Lenny said he's been using it for over a year now, and
Nice.
Lowell says he's got
That derma roller. Derma roller is a game changer before the clay mask. So what it has is these tiny little micro titanium micro needles, 600 of them. You just roll it over all over pluses and X's, all over the face, neck, décolleté. It allows for the ingredients to sink in a little bit further past the epidermis, effectively optimizing the product, right? But also signals to the brain that it, like creates these tiny little micro tears that effectively over time thicken the collagen layer. A lot of benefits to it. I'm glad you like that, Lenny. Nice. Yeah, it's a good tool
Do you,
before
do
the
you,
mask for
do
sure.
you have that on the site as well, the derma roller?
Yes.
That's on the
Yeah.
site. Okay, awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've heard about that before. I don't have one, so I might have to check that out.
Yeah. No, and I want to, if you guys, man, yeah, in addition to the coupon, maybe we can, if you want to order the four-step facial, we could throw in a derma roller. And you know what I should do? And I can just talk to Manuel when he gets in today, 15, 14 minutes, is just clay mask, 2 ounce clay mask, your choice of derma roller, 0.25, zero point 0.5, and one. I use the one a little longer of a needle to get past that surface, just let the ingredients sink in a little bit further. But just off, not trying to upsell you. If you do decide to order whenever, if you could contact me, we'll try to stay on top of that, but we'll throw in a derma roller and a clay mask also. So you can try the whole arsenal if you do buy that 4-step. And then also, I'm all over that. Yeah, if you want to try any of the products, you can contact us. Mike Morelli and Chris, obviously, you guys are brothers. So, and I just, this is my offering. So if you have interest, that's cool enough for me, and we'll work with you. Thoughts on hair coloring products, hair and or beard? Great question. Yeah, I theoretically believe that's a big culprit of a lot that close to the brain, something you're doing, especially no offense. Like I used to bleach my tips back in the day. Like I get it. Um, and but like, yeah, something that close that dies. I know they have henna or is it senna? Some natural dyes out there that yeah, that's what it is. I wish I knew a company name. They do have some good natural elements for hair dye, beard, all that. Hope that answers your question. Any good products to address puffy eyes, dark circles? Oh man, what I do is I'll do one with that. The derma roller's more around here. You don't want to like, this is very delicate underneath the eyes, but I do one roll, right? And then I'll put, as part of the clay mask, I'll put a little underneath there and just let the ingredients go to work. It gets those stagnant capillaries circulated. And I used to bartend until 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning or whatever, and have to be up for this. And that just really helped me stay fresh. Let's see. Hope that answers your question. You guys working on deodorant? Yeah, two are finalized. I got caught up in the packaging component again with plastic, and then I just started focusing on other products. Yeah, one of them is like this blue tansy, but also another thing that slowed down that process is on white shirts. There was a little blue residue from the essential oil, and I didn't want to dial that down. I love the color, so that's why I kind of fell into another product, which that was a meteorite scrub, which makes a lot more sense. But I do hear you on that deodorant. It's just I kind of got locked in and am definitely locked in on other things right now. But that is it. And also, Tony, just to answer you, like inventory and supply chain is real with just a couple people. So that would be another added element that as we grow is kind of tough to deal with, if that makes sense. However, it's a daily product, daily use product, and something clearly people want. So maybe it would just, I would say within a year, we would have that out. But thank you for even bringing that up to mind. Last time you talked, last you were working on an eye serum. How close are you to bringing that to market? Uh, on our third revision right now, oh man, my chemist and I are just creating the dream. Like that's the SRC Consulting, Santa Ana, California. Like my formulators are and chemists are friends of mine. So like we're working on a dream product. It's a much we have our own like custom section at all these places because we don't just throw it up to what the manufacturer has. All of our ingredients are customer supplied. Yeah, I didn't mention that, but it's true. And meaning I source. And so you got to be aligned with these people because can be a time suck to the chemist. But when they realize like this is it's a little different. Like this isn't business tied to a cost that you're just pouring your heart out and they get involved too. That's in my opinion, that's the magic because it's just, what can we create together? How effective can we make something? How different can we be than what the industry is accepting? And so anyway, I wanted to make it blue with the indigo, obviously, but it's like a greenish color. The performance is amazing. We want to get the highest quantifiable copper peptide percentage in there, as well as a couple other really good dynamic first use in the world ingredients. To answer your question, Courtney. So get excited. The only thing, just keeping it real, is the night cream. Originally, I mean, that's a dynamic eye cream, but people want something more eye specific with a completely different ingredient deck. So I'll give it to you. Just it's just interesting. I don't want to create a little customer confusion with people that, I mean, our night cream is number two seller. So like, we'll see. But great question. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Very sensitive skin. Let's see. Face is red and dry. Four step. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Um, Face and just water. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Sorry about that. Maybe the meteorite scrub was a little intense. The grit has rounded exfoliants. We didn't want to use walnut holes or pomegranate shells or, it's just we wanted rounded exfoliants, but maybe that somehow irritated you. But Nick, if you email me, we can fire off a little 2 ounce clay mask. Maybe that'll help in that process. But yeah, face and water, face with just water. Yeah, I hear you. But there's a rejuvenating effect. There's an aromatherapy component to these things if you use quality essential oils, which is, yeah, just big, very important to me. Let's see, are there any other ones? Um, yeah, touch on the body lotion. After using the facial products, I'm curious about the body lotion too. We have Prakashi and Aroba, aloe vera. I mean, that is the scent evening primrose oil, Australian sandalwood. Yeah, that body lotion is what I have in my hand in conferences. I just boom, lick the hand. Yep, it's that clean. It's true. Um, and it's just that usually stops people, but and it doesn't even taste bad. You have lemongrass, Madagascar vanilla, beeswax. Come on, I mean, it's legit, and it smells like heaven. Bottled in Marone glass. Yeah, that's it's a popular product. Great question. Let's see what else. Nice, Lenny. I appreciate you, brother. Nice. Okay, coconut oil for my skin moisturizer. Okay. Um, Yeah, I would do I would do coconut for the body, not for the face. It has a tendency to clog pores, but everyone's different. You never know. Nice, Lowell. Cool. Let's see. So Pierre the Bees wondering about exactly. Every time I go out, well, I throw on the gold serum and then get a little sunlight. I think it accelerates the tan. It just 15, 20 minutes. But yeah, the bees, I mean, just it's kind of fun for me. But yeah, I hear you on the bees.
The bees
Uh,
come around. They
oh yeah,
Let
yeah.
me
It's
get some of that.
yeah.
Funny. It looks like Tone bumped the hair color question. I think you covered that earlier, but maybe he didn't catch it.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So hair color, I would stay away. They do have natural, is it Senna? They have natural, um, I just don't know how effective they are. I just think those dyes that close to the brain or, um, on your skin, it just wreaks havoc. I mean, that's a real, um, toxic, not across the board though. I've heard about some very effective hair coloring dyes. And you know what? If you email me, Andy@alitura.com, I'll do a little homework and get it to you guys, and maybe you can because that's an important thing too. That I think that's an unexplored area. A lot of people, understandably, we want to look young and vibrant. A lot of hair coloring. I think that close to your brain too, and something you're doing every 4 to 6 weeks, right? Or depending if you're like working on the roots. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that
Hey,
could.
Andy, quick question on the puffy eyes and dark circles. Any good products on that? Thanks for the presentation. It's really insightful. I learned a lot about skincare.
Oh, thank you, Sid. I appreciate that. Under eye circles. I just think the biggest culprit is stagnant capillaries. If you can, the night cream acts as a mild diuretic because of the caffeine and the cacao butter. It doesn't have to be if you don't get the night cream, cacao butter, right? Just you can order it online. I put it in my coffee. Just put a nice thin, melt it down with the heat or the temperature on your body heat, and then a couple swipes. That's what led me to that to beeswax and sea buckthorn. But yeah, that night cream is great before bed just to kind of mitigate through the caffeine acting as a diuretic, to retain a little moisture. Underneath the eyes that can lead to those puffy or dark circles. And then, when you wake up in the morning, but as uh, a solution to that, I just a little one strip. You don't have to use a derma roller. Matter of fact, I was just sharing what I do. It's just one time, so I wouldn't recommend. You know, yeah, I mean, the derma roller with the clay mask for that, but the clay mask, it just, gets those stagnant capillaries circulated. And it truly is a night and day difference with under eye circles. That eye contact, especially, I mean, you want to be awake, just waking up that T zone. I do it before anything that I do that I have to look as presentable as I can be because it just completely rejuvenates that area where we hold a lot of tension right here in that T zone or the eye area. Like I get it. That's a great question. It's like something that's very important to me. And the whole derma roller thing before is just it helps. Just the ingredients do their job a little bit better. You
Yeah,
can't. I wouldn't overdo it. That's just what I meant by that.
yeah.
Is
Thanks,
that
Andy. And that it helps with puffiness as well, right? I think you were saying not just dark circles, but also puffiness and any
Oh
kind of,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Once the clay mask dries, you're gonna feel the tightness. It's into the face almost is pulsating a little bit, and you'll definitely be, a little rosy, a little brightened after that. That goes down within like 15 or 20 minutes. Little cold rinse to close the pores. But yeah, that absolutely is just a secret weapon for those under eye circles and puffiness. Yeah,
Thanks. I'll check out your website today. So, yeah.
nice.
so Andy, is that something you'd recommend doing? Yeah, I know you said you do it before any event, so you could do that in the morning. It's like a good way to kind of wake up the skin in the morning.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice. How much I need one of those. I get those circles.
I
So
hear you. Yeah, just getting those stagnant capillaries circulated, you
hmm
know, just a little thin. Yeah. I mean, we've all done the little cucumber eye things. That doesn't, it just did nothing. But this right here, you're just getting those stagnant capillaries circulated to the surface. It's bringing a lot of blood flow to the surface of the skin. And yeah, you're just, yeah, I should touch on that more because it's something we all get for sure.
Yeah, we all deal with that for sure.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna try it. I'm excited.
Any specific time of day this process is more beneficial? Um, nah. If you're using the clay mask for the first time, I would do it at night. I would do it at night to allow for, your skin, because you're going to be brightened big time for, yeah, 20, sometimes 30 minutes. We get emails. So, and then they go, oh, I've never, they're a little, my face is red. What do I do? And we go, it's okay. It's part of the process to increase the blood flow to the surface of the skin. Just wait 20 minutes, let us know. And it's always like clockwork. Well, I've never, it's fun. Yeah. It's just the ingredients though. I mean, that pearl powder. I mean, alone, pearl powder, bee propolis, sea buckthorn, Australian sandalwood, frankincense, and myrrh are just, and the elements of that, like the resin of frankincense and myrrh. We're working on something else right now for inflammation, combining those two, but the resin and the paste with blue lotus as well, and a couple other ingredients. Like, yeah, there are a lot of things coming up that I want to deal with the internal elements too, like not just the skin, but like really providing something that does big time healing to the most important part of kidney, liver, spleen, pancreas, things like heart, things like that. That's something, and I know that nature has a solution. I just firmly believe that. And so, yeah, I want to do something that is effective inside as we do for the skin.
Love it. Well, Andy, I know we're at the top of the hour here, and I want to be respectful of everyone's time. Thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your passion and your knowledge and giving us some insight as to how, how the business got started, your story, and how we should be taking care of our skin and the products that we should consider using. And I'm excited to start. I've never used your products, so full transparency. So I'm
Oh, wow.
excited to start. I'm gonna check them all out and report back how they work out for me. So very pumped for that. And I'm sure a lot of people here, I know a lot of people here are already using the products and maybe you're considering using them now. I don't know how you would not consider it after that, all that passion that came through. It's like clearly you have the knowledge and the experience and every ingredient that's required in order to really identify what's going to be the very best thing to use on the skin. So out of all the things I've learned about skincare, I don't think I've ever had anybody with as much knowledge and passion around, this particular topic. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Hey, well, no, thank you. And thank you all for showing up. I love this. And also I just got it. The coolest thing about this is seeing how my manufacturers and chemists have kind of just, I've had some help along the way. When people see your true intentions and passion for certain things and going outside the box, not following anyone, it's kind of cool because their creative outlet is able to join and become a part of it. And so I've had some help along the way, but I really appreciate you saying that. And all of you who showed up just to hear something I love so much. I mean, it's just the truth. And please feel free to reach out. We're around. And yeah, very grateful to be here. Please tell Mike I said hello.
Will do for sure. Yeah, we're gonna share your info in the community. So everybody who didn't make it on the call today, we're gonna share that in there and then make sure everybody has access to it. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that you would like us to share with the community. I'm happy to do that as well.
Nice. Well, no, it just yeah, please feel free to reach out with any questions or if you've used the products. We love feedback, just like Lenny. And yeah, yeah, this is awesome. Great way to start the day.
Love it. Well, thanks again, Andy. Appreciate you. And thanks
Oh,
to
thank
everyone
you.
who came on and spent the time with us today.
Yes, thank you all. Have a great day.
Have an excellent day, everyone.
See you.